So here we are for another live video, and today I would like to talk about the menstrual cycle and the big changes that happen in my life since, let's say, I started my whole journey with the Reiki, with the reconnection with my own, let's say, my soul and my identity as a woman, and all the healing that has happened so far. I started my journey of energy healing in 2017 with the Reiki. And since then, till the present moment, the journey hasn't stopped. I've changed a few therapies and therapists. And one of the things that I had to deal with and learn and reconnect was the menstrual cycle and my femininity. Why I want to share this is because it's so vital that we learn also how to deal with this moment in our month, because we carry a lot of traumas, a lot of information due to what happened to the feminine energy in the past. So we carry a lot of memories in our organs, in our subtle bodies, in our soul memory. And it's very beautiful when we open up to the healing. So for me, it was, I started to feel that the healing had to happen in a more deeper way. And so I started to learn books. I've read books about Reiki, and also this healer, Diane Stein. She wrote books about the feminine powers and the intuition that women have. And also The Women That Run with the Wolves. It's a very famous book. I really recommend you to find the best ones. The fact is not to connect to that part of the femininity that is angry, so to heal that part, because we carry a lot of information. There has been in the past basically the destruction of the matriarchal society, and our society was giving women more powers, not in the bad way, but because we are more intuitive, we create another human being, we create life on earth as humans. So the connection between the woman and the earth and the other human beings is much different than the men. We're not superior, but we need to approach this matter in a very stable way, and with the support of other therapists as well, or people that have been through the same journey. Because what happens is when the women are so disconnected, they start to become more masculine, because the society is requiring you to perform 24/7 the whole month, as we don't have a cycle. This is really wrong, because the women they need to rest as well, especially during the period, or whenever you feel you need to rest. The period is a time of clearing, of reconnecting with ourselves, with our spiritual guides, with our ancestors, with Mother Earth. So you can imagine the power of those days, the sensitivity that we have during those days. So it's really important to learn how to live the 4 phases of the month. So I've attended a course in Italy. It was a workshop, so it was 4 encounters about every cycle of our of the whole month. So we change. We are playful, then we become to get, especially with the hormones changes, and then closer to the period, we become tired, irritated, and during the period, everything can be painful. For some women it is, for some not. We don't want to see the blood, not to, I listen many times, I want this to be over quickly, when actually now I'm waiting to get my period to get in touch with myself. So it has changed a lot. I understand it's this is the way we were created. It's maybe you want to continue with your sport, you want to go to the beach. But I think for a couple of days, especially the 2, 3 first days of the period, we can allow ourselves to rest more, to go more inward, and to listen to our body. So what I've done, I went through a lot of healing with my feminine, so a lot of my memories, the sexual connections as well, because this is to women and men. Every time we connect sexually with somebody, there is a cord that stays connected for, I don't know, the amount of years and time. And we get so much exchange, and people don't know that. So they feel, I just want to have fun, and but it's much more. So to have more respect, we have to have more respect with our bodies, and do some clearing as well. So at the end of the live, I will pass on a clearing, a vortex that it's an exercise that you do in the bathtub, and it will really help you to clear whatever is energetically in your sexual organ. This is for men and for women as well. So what happened? I started to learn that I had to heal my own femininity. So, we get competitive, we get jealous with other women. So also this comes with the healing of the relationship with the women of my family, the women around me, and the feminine energy. The feminine energy has been severely manipulated, damaged. A lot of things happen, and this is why I also strongly suggest people to go through energy healing, to heal those memories and to forgive and make peace with the past, with the memories that we still have in our body, and to change our current relationship with ourselves. As I said, healthier relationships, respectful relationship with the masculine and with the feminine, because the energy of the yin and yang is present in our body as well. And not always, is not just me with a man, it's the masculine also inside of me. Eating habits as well. So what I've learned with my friend that I was discussing yesterday during a live on my Instagram is the amount of sugar that we eat. We have to really lower the amount of white sugar. White sugar is basically to be eliminated, and it's better to eat the one that hasn't been processed. I use coconut sugar during my in my recipes, or honey, because all the food that we eat has a lot of sugar already, and we don't know. The gluten that we take, that we eat on a daily basis as well. So I try to buy gluten-free products. I'm not intolerant, but the quality of the gluten nowadays is not that good. If you can get a better one, it's good. The alcohol, I see a lot of women still, and men drinking a lot, and with alcohol comes a lot of hormones that people don't know. They are placed inside the food that we eat, and the alcohol. And I think it's good to go back to a healthy way of drinking. I drink alcohol sometimes as well. I prefer wine, but I drink beer as well. But I believe that also this is part of a whole reconnection and conscious relationship with our body, to respect our body. Because when we go through the healing and the cleansing during the period, we are clearing our energy field and our physical body as well. So my friend yesterday was suggesting before the period, try to eat much healthier. Sometimes I feel that the body is asking me for more meat. This is the iron that the body needs. So listen to your body. You can also check with the Ayurvedic doctors and people that are following the more natural remedies as well. And I think there are on the internet, there are for sure, like charts or lists of food that it's better to eat and to take during before the period, during the period. Drink a lot of tea, warm tea. Essential oils are very good. Like I use lavender oil, and be more gentle. Respect your body, and this is so important for all of us. I've seen a lot of disconnection, a lot of just. It's not nice when you do this process and you look around and you see the people that are done, that they're not respecting themselves. So what happened with the improvement of my period? Since I moved to Portugal, I came to Portugal in 2020. I started to do hikes in the forest. I started to have more contact with nature as well in the ocean. So we go swimming also in winter because the weather in Portugal allows that, although the water is pretty cold. So I gradually started to interact with nature more and more, spend more time. And I've noticed that I barely have pain during my period. And before I used to have more pain. Also because I do therapies quite regularly and I take care of myself more. And then the pain started to be less and less. Why? Because when we spend time in nature, and our ancestors, they were spending more time in nature. Nowadays, we are basically living in our apartments. There is an exchange of energy with the nature. And especially if you can go to a park, to a forest, go barefoot. Or if you don't like to walk barefoot, stop, have something to eat, remove your shoes so you don't have the plastic that is preventing the energy from to be circulated from yourself to Mother Earth. So, and place your feet on the ground, and you can visualize this energy that is going down. You're clearing yourself, or you can hug trees. I've listened to people telling me it's good to hug trees, so you can hug trees. And what happens in nature, especially in the more isolated places that are not close to the big cities, the energies are more pure. We don't get all that Wi-Fi interference. So the body is able to clean itself. Also because the people back in the days, they used to spend more time in the field, fruit picking, dealing with the ground, with Mother Nature, with the fruits and vegetables. And nowadays, I've seen the gradual disconnection from the nature itself. So that's really important, because during the whole month before the period, we live emotions, we have situations, and nowadays they're all heavy situations, heavier for some of us. So we accumulate that. We don't release, we don't clean. When the period starts, it's like a portal. So it's like an opening and clearing of everything that we have to get rid of. Also, if you have a relationship, also the thoughts and the emotions that your partner has. Because when we have a sexual relationship, we retain in our uterus also during the ejaculation, the guy lives inside the woman, the sperm, but the sperm is also energy, and there are his thoughts, his emotions. So the woman is going through a double clearing as well. And when I listened to that, I was like, oh my God. So that's important for the men as well to clear their mind, and during the sexual contact, to be connected with a woman, to have a loving energy, and not just having the sexual relationship just because you want to feel lighter, feel like, oh my God, I just want to get rid of this stress. This is so bad, and so unrespectful. So both women and men, I hope the people that are watching be more conscious. So during the menstrual, during the period, it's like we open up our portal and the clearing happens. So whatever you have in your energy field that you haven't cleared, you will feel it, because it has to be cleared and it goes away. So that's why the first day normally is the heaviest, and then the other ones you feel like much lighter because there is a clearing going on. And I've started to notice that, and our intuition gets stronger. So I suggest you to take time for yourself, do some meditation, connect with your own spiritual guides, with your soul, with your ancestor, with Mother Earth. It's so powerful. And when I started to get to know this, to learn, every month I look forward and I try to approach my period in a much conscious way, and I try to clear myself before that, so the period is less painful. So every emotion, like during the month, we feel depressed, we felt anger, we felt a lot of fear. During the period, we will feel that emotion even stronger because it has to be cleared, and it's not pleasant, I believe. You can do distance healing. I offer distance healing as well. So it's possible to clear our energy field with distance healing, also because nowadays we cannot see each other like it's possible, then it's not possible. So it's, if people don't know, with the energy healing, you can do distance healing as well. So you are in another country, in another time zone, we set up the healing, and then I do the process from here in Portugal, the session. So contact with nature, it's extremely important. When you are in nature, avoid crowded places, avoid having your phone always with you connected to the internet. Hopefully there is no connection. So you are taking advantage and connecting to the spirits of the nature as well. It's so beautiful. I've done a hike in Jerez in the north of Portugal, and I felt the connection with the spirits of nature, and it was so beautiful, so beautiful. Another thing that I wanted to share is the use of pads. So I've got a present for my sister a few years ago, and they are amazing. So it comes in a pouch like this, and there are many inside. So I've taken a few of them. They're all colorful, and you can find them in different fabric. So this is, I think, is bamboo. So it looks like that. These are all clean. And this is a pad that you can reuse. So you apply it on your underwear, then you get familiar of the how long you have to keep it on. And then once you finish, you will soak it in water in a plastic container. So then you will get in contact with your own blood, because before putting into the washing machine, you have to wash it. So it's, I know for some of you it can be challenging, but actually we became so disconnected, and blood, especially with these pads and with the cotton ones. In Portugal, I found 100% organic cotton pads. They are amazing. You thought that the blood would smell that bad, but actually these are the plastic pads. They are so bad, they are bleached, and really we shouldn't be in contact with plastic on our sexual organs, and as well as the tampons. They created the moon cups. They are slightly better, although during the period it's better for us not to have anything inside that is preventing the energy and the clearing to go down. So I know for some of you it's challenging, because maybe you are doing something, so try to find the best solution. So these are the pads that I use, and I don't need to buy so many. So I've reduced the amount of costs as well. And my friend as well, she used them, and they are amazing. And once you finish, you collect them inside this pouch. These are the ones that I have. There are other ones as well. They are amazing. About the contraceptives and pills, I stopped taking them a few years ago. My body simply said, no, you're not taking any of that. I'm not promoting you. I'm not a doctor. I'm not saying don't take any pills, but evaluate. First of all, we have to have our period. This is the only cleansing that our body is able to do. And a lot of women are using these pills or this, I don't know how you call it. It's an implant that you have in your body, and you don't get your period anymore. I've known one girl, and she developed cancer. She had breast cancer. So be very careful. I'm not saying this is related to that, but if you are not clearing yourself, like you're not taking a shower, you're not clearing your flat, or what do you think it happens? So the body needs to be cleared. It's interesting because I didn't know. So the women, to be able every month to clear themselves, are going through the period. They have the period. The guys clear themselves during every ejaculation. So every time you ejaculate, you are clearing yourself. So be very careful how, again, I repeat, how you do it, the connection that you have with the woman, and to be connected in a harmonious and loving energy, not just using the person for your pleasure. So that's also open up my awareness of our connections with other people. So with the pills, a lot of women take them for acne, for skin problems. When I stopped taking it, I had more pain, because actually the pill is not a real is not a real menstrual cycle, and I believe the connection with our femininity is much different. So my friend was sharing an information about taking the temperature of her body. So you place the I don't know, I don't remember how you call it, thermometer in your mouth every day. Then she uses an application to check whether she's in more dangers those days, then she can be pregnant, she can get pregnant, or that she's safe. I wouldn't suggest just to risk it, but be more aware that there are other ways, healthier ways. For me, when I stopped taking the pill, I start feeling my body. My intuition became better, and you don't take hormones. That means when you get into your menopause, you're not getting into those hot flashes, because these are the adjustments that our bodies needs to go through in order to align. So the hot flashes are basically, it's your energy bodies that are trying to align and to adjust. So if you live your life and your menstrual cycle in the best way, you have a better menopause. So respect your body. When you get your period, what I do, I try not to do crazy things. I do not work out, so for the first 3 days, also because it's the energy, it's really different, and it's nice to just give yourself time. So I suggest you to rest, and to give yourself cuddles. I like to do Reiki on myself. So you place your hands on your uterus or on your heart. Your partner can give you a nice massage as well. Warm compress are good as well. And if you can go through a nice healing as well, it's so beautiful. You see a lot of changes in your relationship, in yourself, in your menstrual cycle. I know people that are just taking the pill because of the pain. That means you're not doing the part of the healing and living a much healthier life. We are accepting a lifestyle that is damaging our health. So this is so important to reevaluate what kind of life you live. We are just slightly different than men. So to listen to yourself more, I think it's important. And then what else? Oh yes. So this exercise that I do every now and then, it's very important. It's for men and women. So you place yourself in your bathtub, standing up and with your legs slightly open. And if you have the bathtub drain, you should stand on top or next to it. If you don't have it, you visualize one, but you must have it because the water goes down somewhere. But maybe there are new showers. Visualize one under you. So you're standing and you visualize it, that it's under your sexual organ. Then you visualize, this is for men and women, a pyramid, like a vortex that is like a triangle. So it's the The pointy part, it's going inside your sexual organ. So inside the vagina, so it's like a pyramid inside the vagina or inside the penis. And this vortex has a violet color. You can visualize a very strong color. And it's rotating anti-clockwise. And it's entering your vagina. So from the drain, you visualize this vortex entering and anti-clockwise rotating and clearing, entering your sexual organ and clearing everything. But you have to visualize, because again, in every healing process, the intention and the visualization, it's very important. So you can switch off the water, not to waste a lot of water, but it can be very quick. So you visualize this vortex going around your sexual organs and clearing and removing everything that is not good for you. I like to do it at least once a month. So you clear everything. When you feel that this vortex is going down, because it has finished, so it goes down, it's been sucked by the drain. So you visualize it with your eyes closed, it's going inside the drain, and you put like something on top, like to cover it. It means this energy is going away. It's being cleared, and you cover the top of the drain, of the hole. This all by visualizing, nothing you have to do physically. Then you visualize another vortex, but this time going clockwise, entering your organ in a green color and going clockwise. This is restoring it's a healing as well, and is restoring a good energy in your sexual organ, the green color. So you visualize it going around, expanding in your sexual organs. So applying the healing energy of the green color. Then you change the color into gold. And the gold, it's also the color of our uterus. It's a liquid gold. So this pyramid goes around clockwise, and with the gold energy. And you feel these colors in your sexual organs. This is for female and men. For men, after the gold pyramid, you can use the light blue. And it goes around, and then you feel that the exercise is done. Only with the first pyramid, the violet one, it has to leave your body, like suck everything away, going inside the drain, put something on top, and then it's gone. The other ones, the color stays inside your body, it doesn't need to be sent away. And because they're restoring the balance and the energies inside your sexual organs. And that's it. Sometimes you feel when you need to be cleared. When the violet pyramid goes away, you feel something is being removed. Also, ask for a session if you have had a lot of sexual relationships and you're still dreaming about the person, you're still connected, you need to remove that connection. That has to be healed and cut as well. Remember, every person we interact with sexually, that energy is still connected for some time. They say up to 2 years. And so I believe it's nice to be more conscious. So this is, I will write the exercise, and I hope you find a lot of information. I think it's so beautiful for women to go through healing of their feminine and reconnecting to their menstrual cycle, and for men to understand this period of our month, because it's so delicate, and sometimes women don't know what to do. And I remember also, if you have a daughter, to teach her that the period is not like something bad. It's actually, she becomes a woman in the society. And it's so beautiful for our mothers to understand as well, for the mothers of the daughters, to teach them that it's not something that it's a taboo. Also to teach them how to live sexual connection in a much healthier ways, to respect their bodies, their energies. And we're going into a more, I think, natural approach. It's so beautiful also for our society to have women that are more connected to themselves, and they are listening and using the I wouldn't say powers, but the abilities that we have. My life has changed drastically. So I used to have a lot of headache, pain, and the type of jobs that I used to do. I was a flight attendant for almost 7 years. So you can imagine having all my sleeping patterns changing. It was so unhealthy. So after that, I started to choose a much healthier and jobs and connections with the people around me. So I also be very selective with the people that you are interacting with. This is extremely important. And also you can teach your partner, your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your wife, something that you know, because I believe it will help a lot your relationship. There are a lot of tantric courses. I've done tantra for women in Brazil, and it was nice. Again, select the therapists in a very wise way, and it's a beautiful. And we have to lose this taboo. This, especially, I've listened to my grandmother talking about the menstrual cycle. Once she told me, "Don't touch the plants because you have your period," and I was like, "What?" So this is what they've learned. It's how would you say, it's dirty, hide it. No, it's what it is. That's our body. So we have to respect it, not to hide it. It's good to have your period. It's good to clean yourself, and it's good to heal yourself. It will change a lot. I hope this video will help you. I will share more information, and I will keep you updated with the next ones. Take care. Thank you.